Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the Football Appreciation YouTube channel. Now, Paulo Fonseca to Tottenham looks like it's pretty much done, and I'm seeing a lot of negativity towards this, which I completely understand, but this video is kind of going to explain why it might not be as terrible as some people on Twitter are saying. You know, like, this guy, he's won nothing and he's no better than Mourinho. I'm going to try and explain why I don't think this is as bad as people say it is. I don't think it's a great appointment, especially going from Conte, but I'm going to try and put a few reasons together that might try and, bring about some positivity if you're a Tottenham fan. Before I get into the video, subscribe to the channel. The more Euros content, Premier League content, etc. So, yeah, do us a favour and subscribe. But anyway, let's just start with Tottenham last season, because this is the first reason why I disagree with that guy who was saying like Mourinho is better than him. Mourinho was a disgraceful Tottenham manager. Like if you look at the Premier League table based on expected points, which I get that you can have issues with that metric, I get it. But Tottenham were below Villa, they were below Arsenal, they were what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They were 10th worst team in the Premier League. That's so pathetic. With that team, I don't think you can get any worse than Mourinho. So that's just one positive at the start. He will do a better job than him for me. Like if you look at Paulo Fonseca's Roma side, in his first season finished 5th, and if you look at the table based on expected points, they finished 4th. They got basically in line with their expected points. So probably should have got them Champions League football, was a bit unlucky. They scored a decent amount of goals. And then, the second season dropped off a little bit, finished 7th. And expected points had them 6th. So it wasn't an incredible job from Paulo Fonseca, but I don't think he left them any worse than he already did. And, I think Tottenham have got the better end of the deal here. Paulo Fonseca did an all right job at Roma in 2 years, whereas Mourinho did an awful job in a year and a half. So I think that's the first thing that should make you positive as Tottenham. He's done better at Roma than Mourinho's done at Tottenham with way less resources. And if you look at his Roma side, 31 of the games was this season anyway, was this kind of 3-4-3. And this is another reason I'll be pretty positive. One, his first season he played a 4-2-3-1, by the way, but this would be a positive for me. He's switched between two formations. He's shown that he's pretty tactically flexible, which is not really the case for Jose Mourinho. And this isn't a great Roma squad. And I think if you match the Tottenham squad onto this, that looks... I mean, I spoke about this in other videos. I think a back three would suit Tottenham perfectly. He likes Brian Cristante in the middle of that back three, who's basically just a central midfielder who's not very mobile, so has moved in the middle of the back three. I think that's basically just describes Eric Dyer's career. I think a three at the back would get the best out of Ryan Sessegnon. It would have got the best out of Juan Foyth, but they sold him for some reason, so whatever. I mean, I think Villarreal kind of had to buy him, right? But this three at the back suits Tottenham perfectly. They've got two central midfielders in Lo Celso and Højbjerg, who... just realised I spelled his name wrong. But in Lo Celso, Højbjerg and Dembele, they're all pretty well-rounded, especially Lo Celso and Ndombele. They've got full-backs who suit wing-backs, like Sessegnon, Reguilon, Doherty. They're all wing-backs. And when you've got two attackers who are so good as Kane and Son, you could even make this into a three-man midfield and just have Kane and Son up front, honestly. But when you've got two attackers that good, you can just prioritise having a solid defence and a pretty well-rounded midfield because they're so good up front anyway. So, again, that would give me encouragement. If I was a Tottenham fan, he's tactically flexible and he plays with a back three. And I know people don't like back three, but Thomas Tuchel just won the Champions League with it. A back three can be fun to watch. So I wouldn't freak out about style of football too much. He's a tactically flexible coach. Now, the third reason I think you should be happy with this, or not happy with this, but you should support this if you're a Tottenham fan, is this is Parisici's guy. If Tottenham have just hired Paratici, he's basically director of football, or managing director, which is basically just director of football, right? If you're a club and you have a director of football, you have to let the director of football pick the manager. This is why I have such an issue with Everton and Farhad Moshiri just appointing whoever he wants. This should be in Paratici's control. Tottenham have brought him in to be a director of football, and he wants Paratici. So, I'm seeing people getting gassed about him here, Tottenham fans, but then those same people are getting annoyed at him for appointing Fonseca. Surely you have to trust Paratici. He knows Italian football more than we do. He probably knows Fonseca more than we do. You've got to kind of trust the process, which I know people hate, but you've kind of got to trust the process with Paratici. Now, winning titles, right, is kind of something that Tottenham want, and winning cups. Now, I'm not going to try and claim like Paulo Fonseca is this amazing winner, he won the, that's kind of like the Portuguese League Cup, I think, right? So not League Cup, the Super Cup. No one cares about that. But he won a cup in Braga, which I know doesn't sound impressive, but Braga don't typically win the cup. You know, they're always kind of the fourth or fifth best side. Obviously dominated Ukraine, which I don't think anyone really cares about, but he still did well there. And at least he has won things. You know, like this is very similar to Brendan Rodgers, by the way. Won loads of titles in Celtic, then went to Leicester and won the FA Cup. Like, I'm not saying this is a big plus, but it's not like he's never won anything. And if you look at his jobs recently, Braga, Shakhtar, Roma, he's not like he's done a bad job. He's left more in a better place than he's taken them, than he took them. So that would leave me with some positivity if I was a Tottenham fan. We've already looked at the tables. I thought he did a pretty good job at Roma. Not great, but not bad. And finally, if you look at the available managers, probably the best you could get. You know, like, I wanted Paulo Fonseca as Wolves manager. Obviously, I'm happy with Bruno Lage, but Paulo Fonseca is a better manager. And if you look at the managers available, do you really want Valverde? Obviously, you're not going to get Antonio Conte. Do you really want Marco Silva, Lucien Favre, Frank Lampard? Like, the managers that are available now for Tottenham are so uninspiring that this is probably the best you can do. And I don't mean that in an offensive way, but this is an okay appointment for Tottenham. It's pretty safe. He's a safe pair of hands. He's tactically flexible. His formation suits that Tottenham squad for me. I think a three at the back should be paramount for Tottenham. And he's the director of football's guy. I think there's loads of reasons if you're a Tottenham fan to be not necessarily excited. I get why you'd be a bit apprehensive over this news of him becoming head coach, but at least not be shitting it. You know, he was a better manager. He's a better manager than Jose Mourinho. He is. Like, right now, in this current day, he's a better manager than Jose Mourinho. So if you're a Tottenham fan, my message would just be back the guy. Just give him a chance. I think there's enough there to go, you know what? He's not who we wanted. Daniel Levy sold us the dream with Pochettino and Conte. But trust Paratici. You've got to. If it's terrible, then you can say you want him out or whatever. But you've got to trust Paratici, man. But if you're a Tottenham fan watching this, or even a neutral, let me know what you think. If you're neutral, does Fonseca scare you? If you're a Tottenham fan, are you happy with this? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, subscribe and peace.